the state of play with regards to what do you call this? State of play recently that was concluded from PlayStation here. Now, obviously, I enjoy games. A lot of gamers, out there, tens of millions, and especially with pandemic from last year and from this year, people are still hooked to look for other ways to keep themselves busy and entertained. And the question here is, with what was presented during the state of play, are there any what do you call this? Are there any interesting games that we should look forward to? Now, obviously, this was supposed to be showcased typically on big events like the E3 events or in EGX in Europe, but obviously they create their own showcasing, so to speak, whether it's Sony, Nintendo, or even Microsoft here. Anyway, so let's take a look at some of the games that was showcased here. Now, will it be enticing? Will it entice you to buy those games and play those games? So let's see here. So according to IGN.com, so here are some of the next games that's going to be showcased for not just for the PS4 but for the next gen console, which is the PS5, which is sad to say is still in far few in terms of stocks. I think last time I inquired with Data Blitz, they mentioned you have to go online and they don't have stocks ready on hand. So still going to be a long ways before it normalizes. So you can see in every retail stores that they have a PS5 console here. But anyway, so looking at the games here, so let's see here. So we have gameplay for Little Devil Inside. Let's see if we can play it. Oops. Okay. So it looks interesting. Let's see here. So the gameplay focuses on is it survival? Yeah, it involves cooking, hunting, combat issues. So let's see. Can you see some gameplay here? I think we can skip forward. Okay.
Looks like he's reading the letter he received.
So the presentation looks nice.
Simple enough.
So it's an interesting concept here. So
Billy arrives at Cornfield Station. He needs to meet Professor Vincent, who should be nearby.
Looking forward to that being
There's
released.
an old lady up ahead.
Anyway, let's look at another game. They call it Bug Snacks. Is that right? So it's going to be released. Free update for PS5. Wow, lucky for them. Anyway, so let's see here. So it takes place on a new island that appeared from the bottom of the ocean. That will be at least a dozen of new bug snacks to catch. Okay. I'm assuming it's geared towards to younger kids to play the games, similar to like how Arts looks like. I'm excited for this one.
Anybody seen my hat?
Not so much. I think I'm more interested in the next one. Ah, yes. I think one I haven't played the original one, but I've seen the gameplay. Kind of spooky. Friday Nights at Freddys security breach. So if you look at if they're not scary enough in this photo, wait till you see the actual gameplay here. So you're trying to stay alive.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for visiting, and we hope you enjoyed the show. Freddy and the gang are pretty tired, but they'll be back again next week after a few days of scheduled maintenance.
So it's kind of spooky. So you're going to try and survive the evening by avoiding so how do you survive the evening to the following night will be the interesting part. I think I saw bits of the gameplay in PlayStation Access YouTube channel. So it looks cool. I mean, it's going to be stressful. And it's a different type of gameplay here. Will you make to 6 a.m. the next morning? That's the main question here. Anyway, I think there's another game. Yeah, then you have the Divine Force going to be released for Star Ocean for PS4 and PS5. So if you like RPG type games, it's going to be interesting. So let's see some gameplay here. Where's the gameplay here? Let's see. Yeah, there you go. So it's an open world RPG type game. So if you like Final Fantasy, the likes, MMO, yeah. After a while, it kind of looks blurred for me. Different setup, open world, different mechanics, but at the end of the day, it looks still similar. But if you're into these types of game, I think it's going to be interesting. So looking forward to that one. And lastly, you have Death Doors, the game. So let's see here. Okay. So it's going to be launched later this month. So it's an action RPG type of game. Okay. Looks interesting. So there's a variety of games that PlayStation, but if you notice, nothing like the big AAA games that we're looking for. So, are you excited? I'm excited as well, but anyway, going back. So, question is, will you be purchasing those games when it releases later this month or sometime later this year or next month actually? But as with any games, for me, I like to hold on before buying any of the games, waiting for the reviews actually 10 to 20 years later before I start playing those games. And if it's a worthwhile endeavor, we'll see the reviews from other people. If it's an exciting game, then I will purchase it eventually and play it, hopefully if I have more free time here.